Hey guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're sitting with Tim Taylor, who is a talent manager extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
So I want to talk about what a talent manager does for those of us that don't know out there. Can you talk a little bit about your responsibilities, what being a manager entails?
I think in today's market, a manager kind of works a lot still like an agent because it's just about creating opportunities for our clients and for actors, and I think at the end of the day, all actors want are opportunities. So I think if you have two people looking out for you and trying to make things happen for you, that's what's most important. So I think it takes a very long time for there to be a real career to manage. So I think in the beginning it's just about creating opportunities, creating, getting auditions and putting headshots together, finding the right class. And as things progress, the role can change.
So on paper, a manager and an agent are very different, but from what you're saying, at least in the early stages of someone's career, a manager operates kind of like an agent.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, I think if they don't, I don't know what purpose they're serving for a young, especially a development actor, because, unless it's, like I said, it's about getting the right headshot together, getting in the right class, finding a coach, that kind of managerial advice, but then also just proactively trying to get auditions and meetings and opportunities for the client.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about what a development actor is for those of us outside the industry?
I think a development actor is basically someone who comes to me and doesn't have the proper tools to really put themselves out there. And that means, they can come in and they may have a headshot, but it may not be the best headshot. So it's about, creating the best package, so that they get chosen for the audition or the opportunity. And I think that's the first thing. I think getting the right, because look, your headshot is your calling card, and especially in today's world of electronic submissions and emails and stuff, the headshot is the first thing people are going to look at, and it's whether they continue to look at the resume and possibly any demo reel footage you have. It's really your calling card.
Do you work a lot with development actors? Is that kind of like your passion?
Absolutely. I think it's great when people walk in off, that they come in and they have a series under their belt, or they have a great resume, but I think there's something to be said about starting somebody from scratch or from the very beginning of a career and being part of that, and it's very exciting, like when they get that first big job, and being part of that is so much more fulfilling, I think, than maybe the actor that's been working for 10 years that's already been working. So right. I'm very passionate about developing people.
So we hear a lot of stories of people getting discovered at like the mall or on the sidewalk, or you just said pull someone off the street. Do you have any like fun stories that you're like really proud of? You're like, I found this actor literally spinning a sign on the corner and it was like, you, that face, I must have it.
Look, I think I've met people in restaurants, having dinner, a waiter that, ask them if they have a good look and are they an actor. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
Sometimes they're not in LA?
Absolutely. I know, it's surprising because there's this one kid that I met at this restaurant and he had this fantastic look, and then continued to talk to him, and not an actor, and I was just like, oh, even though I was just trying to pull it out of him, I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, no real interested in doing something else. So
wow.
Yeah,
I feel like that's 1 in a million out here.
Yeah, I think most of the actors that I meet, they'll come from referrals or cold emails, people just emailing me. And again, it goes back to if they have a good look. 90% of it I think is a look, and then that's what gets you in the door. And then and I love to meet people and see what their story is, and find out like what drives them, and that sometimes determines if I'm going to work with them or not.
Okay. Being a talent manager is not something that like is offered at school growing up, or it's not really a career path that is presented to us as children. How did you fall into this?
You're exactly right. I fell into it. Literally, I'm from Wisconsin, so I come from a very small town. I moved to LA to, for personal reasons, just to kind of figure some stuff out in my personal life, and I came out here, and after a couple of years of living here, I decided I wanted to get into this business, and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what jobs were available. I didn't know anything. And so I started working at a temp agency, and they would send me to different places like agencies. I worked at CAA and different management companies, studios, production companies, and I landed at an agency, and after a couple of days of working there, they're like, oh, you really, you're a hard worker, and would you consider, staying on at our company? And so I did, and I worked there for 3 years. So I literally fell into it. You know, I had no background. There is no background in this. I think, you know, the majority of it is just having common sense and just the passion for wanting to be part of this business. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I have both those things, you know.
Did you ever want to be an actor?
Never.
Really?
Mm-mm. I know people ask that question, and I think some people that are reps have had that moment. I know especially casting directors have had that where they were actors and then they get into casting, but no, it was never, you know, I will say I did a little community theater back in my day playing Oliver Twist, but
oh my God, I would love to see that. Is there a tape?
There's no tape because there was no such thing as, you know, you had to carry a huge camcorder and with a big VHS tape, you know, hooked in. But yeah, that was my only foray into acting.
Oh my God, I so wish there was a tape available because I would love to see that.
There's not.
Okay, well, thank you so much for letting me interview you and inviting me into your lovely home.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I hope you had fun.
I did.
All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. If you like this video, remember to share, comment, like, and subscribe, and all of that fun stuff. And come back next week for more videos. See ya.